going on, YouTube? I'm back with part 2 of my review. This is the second time I'm trying to record part 2 because YouTube is, as always, tripping. Um, like I said, I'm doing a TNA Genesis 2010 pay-per-view review. I left off last time on the Beer Money and Kevin Nash's 6 match. So that means there's only 2 matches left to talk about, and that is the Abyss versus the Mystery Partner, because it was originally supposed to be Lashley, and that's my son. And backstage, Bobby Lashley got knocked out by Abyss, and when he got knocked out, Hogan said, "You know what? I got an opponent for you. Don't be trying to do all that hardcore junk out here. I want to see what you're about in the ring, one-on-one." Straight up wrestling. Don't worry about your opponent, he'll be out there. Well, when it comes time for the match, the music hits and we know who it is. Mr. Anderson. Wait for it. Wait for it. Anderson. Mr. Kennedy makes his debut in TNA as Mr. Anderson, Ken Anderson. Great in-ring talent, amazing promo mic skills. He is the Rock Jr. on the microphone. So he did a great promo. Now, the match itself wasn't that great. And I'll tell you why it wasn't that great. Abyss was not the right guy to pair him with. Their styles clashed big time, when it comes to in-ring ability. Their styles clashed completely. And so the match wasn't all that great. I gave it 2 stars, and that's being generous. But what people didn't like about this match is they were saying, oh, he debuted as a face and then won as a heel. Who told you he debuted as a face? Well, because the crowd was into it and cheered his promo, that makes him a face. Being a heel or a face is not about your promos. That weighs into it, but that's not ultimately what it's about. Being a face is being a good guy. Being a heel is being a bad guy. And that is determined by your character and your in-ring work and the way you win your matches. If you're cheating to win your matches, you are a heel. If you are winning your matches fair and square and you got good guy tendencies, you are a face. Simple as that. You know what I'm saying? So he gives a promo, and the people are cheering it because they love his character. They love his cockiness, his arrogance. But even that alone, cockiness, arrogance, only caring about oneself, those are evident of a heel, not of a face. The face is selfless. He cares about others. He's righteous. He is the good guy. He will never cheat to win. Kurt Angle is a face right now. Okay, Mr. Kennedy, or Mr. Anderson, as he's called in TNA, did not debut as a face. He just gave his typical promo, and then he won in a heelish manner, establishing himself indeed to be a heel. So I got no problem with that. What I got a problem with is that the in-ring chemistry between Abyss and him was rushed. It just did not flow. So the match wasn't that great. He gets the win by pulling out the brass knucks, laying out Abyss, and getting the 1, 2, 3. But I'm not really stressing that because he's a great talent. He's an established talent. We know that, both in the ring and on the mic, so I'm not worried about that. He doesn't need to have an amazing debut against an AJ Styles or a Christopher Daniels for it to be good. The debut is the debut. Okay, we have him now. He signed to TNA. We're going to do great things with him. We know that. That's what we're waiting for. We don't really care too much about the debut. At least I don't. Okay, that was the semi-main event, 2 stars. Where the main event gets 4.5 stars. And I'm going to tell you why. 4 words. Kurt Angle, AJ Styles. Okay, that's it. That's all I can say. For the TNA World Heavyweight Championship, the last time Kurt Angle was going to get a shot in 2010 at AJ Styles' title. Well, the match was long. The match was between 30 to 45 minutes long. I'm not exactly sure how long because I got a life, so I don't sit here with a stopwatch trying to time it like some people out there. I just watched the match and enjoy it for what it is. And I can tell you it was at least 30 to 45 minutes long. It was really long. But not long in the sense that you were like bored and just waiting for it to end. You were excited every step of the way. Match started off slow because it was that long, but even when it was at its slowest, it was still exciting because it's Kurt Angle and AJ Styles. We know it's going to be great. Back and forth action. Both stars hit their finishers. Both stars hit each other's finisher, trying to put each other away with their own moves, which was great. Just great spots, man. Back and forth action. About halfway to 3/4 of the way through the match, the legendary Nature Boy Ric Flair comes out to the ringside and starts to observe the match. And from there, that's when it really gets picked up. Kurt Angle starts slapping on ankle locks, trying to do angle slams. AJ Styles doing 450 splashes, working on Angle. Just back and forth action. These guys are the best in the world. They really are. And then as the match progresses, Kurt Angle has AJ in an ankle lock. And he's got him in the middle of the ring finally. He's got it locked down. He's laying back. He's got the leg in a leg grapevine, and he's got the ankle locked down. AJ ain't going nowhere. And AJ's about to tap, and he's about to tap. And as he goes to tap, the last time for real to tap out, Ric Flair pulls the referee out. While he pulls the referee out, AJ Styles is tapping out. He's tapping the mat. The referee's not there to see it. Ric Flair pulls him out. Kurt Angle goes after Ric Flair. He chases Ric Flair around the ring. Ric Flair slides in the ring. Angle chases him. AJ knocks out Kurt Angle with a forearm. When he does that, Ric Flair throws AJ the world title and says, "Nail him. Get him now." AJ's looking at it, thinking about it. Then he gets this demonic, just evil smile, just like he's gonna nail him. And he turns around and he whacks Kurt Angle with the title, knocking him unconscious. The referee gets pushed back in the ring by Flair. 1, 2, 3. Your winner and still TNA World Heavyweight Champion and brand new heel, may I add, AJ Styles. That was the end of the pay-per-view. Now, did I like AJ Styles becoming a heel? I love it. Love it because AJ Styles has been a good guy for too long now. And it's a major shakeup in the company, and it's a great way to start the year. It's also good for the business because Kurt Angle had been a bad guy for too long, so now he is the face, and he's the one getting victimized. So this is great. This is great stuff. And all other reasons I liked it, because now AJ Styles is paired up with Ric Flair. We know AJ Styles and mic skills aren't that great. He doesn't give good promos. Ric Flair is the man when it comes to that and everything else. So he's being paired up with another mentor. He had Sting, and now he's got Sting's mentor, Ric Flair. And I really like the pairing of these two. I think it's going to elevate AJ's career, and it's going to solidify Ric Flair's spot in TNA and what he's there to do, which is basically to stir things up. You know what I'm saying? So that's really good. I like it a lot. I think opportunities missed in this pay-per-view. I think one major opportunity that was missed was that when that happened, when AJ turned heel and Ric Flair aided him in a dirty way to get the title win, they should have had Sting in the rafters watching the whole thing unfold and just shaking his head. Why? Yes, I'm a Sting fan. So, what, that's biased? No, not really. It makes perfect storytelling sense. Sting was mentoring AJ up until he lost to him at Bound for Glory. Sting lost to AJ at Bound for Glory, the one guy to snap his Bound for Glory streak. Sting was mentored by Ric Flair. Sting has been in the rafters observing the whole situation for the last 2 or 3 weeks. He should have been at this pay-per-view. He should have been booked at this pay-per-view to appear in the rafters watching the whole thing unfold, because it would have tied it in perfectly. You would have had AJ and Ric Flair as the heels, Kurt Angle as the face who got cheated out of his title, and then Sting in the rafters. Sting basically getting involved with the storyline. That would have been great. I think that's a missed opportunity. I'm sure we'll probably see that. I'm most definitely positive that we're going to see that in the Impact Zone, but we should have seen it at the pay-per-view. The minute it happened, you should have had Sting in the rafters just watching, just with mad things going through his mind. That's my mentor. That's my protege. They're going on a dark path. They're going in an evil way. They're not doing things the right way. Kurt Angle's the Olympic gold medalist. He just got cheated. Sting should have been up there, just watching the whole thing unfold. And that would have set it up for Impact nicely. I think that was a missed opportunity. But other than that, I mean, the pay-per-view, man, the average is between 2 and 3 stars for each match, which is pretty good. And then you got two 4-star match, a 4-star match and a 4.5-star match. So the pay-per-view is very well done. It's not the greatest pay-per-view in the world, and people seem to think that just because Hulk Hogan and Eric Bischoff are here right away, we're gonna just take out WWE and be the best wrestling show in the world. That takes time. But this was a very great step in a positive direction. They are on their way. I love the 4-sided ring. It looks more professional, more mainstream, as I mentioned before. I love the new set design with the ramp coming right to the ring. That's awesome. That reminds me of the old WCW days. The old WCW set. And WCW had one of the nicest sets in wrestling as far as the visual appeal went. So I like the production value. The picture wasn't glitchy. It wasn't scattering like it does during the Impact tapings. So I think they did a very good first step. Very good pay-per-view for the beginning of 2010. This is not WWE. We don't have the money, the production values, or the exposure yet that WWE has. By God's grace, hopefully one day they'll get there. But a very good first step. I think the wrestlers all put in a great effort, and I think fans need to stop expecting superhuman efforts out of these wrestlers, man. They're wrestlers on a second-rate company right now that is the underdog. The fact that they're even on pay-per-view every month consistently, and that they landed a deal with Spike TV for 2 hours, and as soon as going to go to Monday nights and probably 3 hours live, is just phenomenal for only being around 7 to 8 years. So again, my entire rating for the pay-per-view itself, I give it a 7.5 out of 10. Good show, good beginning, and let's just keep it going through 2010. Against all odds, or whatever the next pay-per-view is, needs to be better. They need to improve on where they need to improve. So, good stuff for TNA. Hope y'all enjoyed it. Please comment, subscribe. You disagree with me, that's fine. Let's have some discussions, respectfully. All right? So, hit me up. God bless y'all. Stay watching wrestling, baby.